Doom and Gloom CGA, brought to you by the All right, Doom and Gloom CGA. I got the banner up. Apparently, we have layoff season here. Ring the bell. All right, what do we got here? Termination at Meta. All right. Oh, wrong tab here. That was my feed picture collection, just for somebody that wanted to know. You missed it. All right, so let me see here. Let's go ahead and go to the next screen. Here we go right here. Okay, there we go right there. That's what you wanted to see. Yeah, we got terminations going abound here. Terminated Meta employees alleged layoffs were not performance-based layoffs. They were minorities. All right, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, 304ogram, is facing the ire of its employees after a string of layoffs. The tech giant announced plans to fire 3,000 workers. However, a number of employees have publicly slammed the company's leadership for their handling of the firing. They contend that their terminations were not performance-based, as Meta has claimed. All right, and yeah, I see what's going on here. My Ko-Fi is bugging out. But, yeah, it says right here, there's a whole bunch of layoffs targeting 5% of their workforce, and 5% of its 72,000 employees laid off last year in December, with Zuckerberg warning that there are going to be some challenging years ahead for the company right there. New world. All right, some challenging years. Somebody talked about this on the Money Mindset, and maybe this is going to be something that maybe people don't know. Okay, Ko-Fi is out. All right, you can still try to hit up on Ko-Fi, but for some reason it's not coming up on mine. But yeah, it's mostly the DEIs, and somebody brought this up on Money Mindset. They were saying that in this particular business, what happens is these companies will take people and move them around into certain fields, like, you know, the metaverse. So Meta was trying to get into the metaverse. I'm not saying this happened, but I'm saying someone said it. Well, they'll move the DEI. They'll move people into companies that they know, or sections or groups that they know, that if it doesn't work, they'll trim the fat. And sometimes the minorities are the ones that get moved over to these projects, like the metaverse. And then when it doesn't work, then they axe you. All right, and instead of firing you over here, where they probably would have a lawsuit or a case, they'll move all the women, the Duke shooters, the Pooter intruders, the Negroes, and they'll move y'all over there and say, y'all gonna work on the metaverse. And then they'll cut you on the back end over there. All right, and they'll just move you around like that ninja on Office Space. They'll just move your ass around. Like, yeah, we can't fire them, but we can lay their ass off due to performance based, right? So, yeah, it's one of those things that does happen, and it is what it is. There's nothing we can really do about it. But what we do have to know is that these jobs that seem like they're safe jobs often aren't very safe. And you choose to take these safe routes, and these companies go through whatever bind they go through and whatever they're dealing with the government, and they look at it and say, hey, we got to let you go, and they'll give you a couple of months of unenjoyment. All right, a couple of months of unenjoyment. Then you're kind of left in limbo. You moved your whole family to wherever these companies lie, and they're no longer there. So, you know, it's no longer available to you, and then you have to figure out what to do. Now you scrambling and scraping for shit. Right, and then you're saying that people like doing jobs like mine. All right, these platforms can just get rid of you overnight. Well, so can Meta. So can any of these jobs. They can get rid of you overnight. In fact, most of you guys are at-will employees, and you'll be headed right to the unenjoyment line collecting. So it doesn't matter what job you do, and, you know, people are fearful. Well, I don't want to get put out of there because I won't have money next month. Same thing as if you get a stable job. You can be put out next month. And that's based on, you know, with no recourse but collecting unemployment. That, he says, what's unenjoyment? That's unemployment. That's what we call it, unenjoyment. Because it's a shitty thing to get on, I'm going to tell you that. It's very, very, what you call, I guess I would say demoralizing. That's why we call it unenjoyment right here. All right, so you want to get into a job or profession where you are untouchable. All right, Ko-Fi going crazy right now. Ko-Fi having a meltdown, so I'm getting laid off right now. Right, so what's going on here? You can continue to try to donate later on. All right, Doom and Gloom CGA goes forward here. The Healthcare, the UnitedHealthcare, where the CEO nigga role got deleted. New world. They're expected to, on President's Day, lay off some 30,000 employees. Oh my goodness. All right, 30,000 employees going the way of the dinosaur, all right, getting fired on their day off. On their day off, literally on President's Day, 30,000 employees get bought out. Let's play the video.
Expecting any new layoffs news here the night of President's Day, but here we go. UnitedHealthcare, these guys, they just announced voluntary layoffs up to 30,000 for people that accept the agreement between February 24th and sometime in the first week of March. Now, I don't have all the details, but people that are taking the voluntary severance package will receive 7 to 30 weeks of severance pay.
Okay.
And I assume also cash out their vacation. That's pretty typical.
Yeah, my goodness. Okay, man, just think about this. 7 to 30 weeks of severance pay. This is a buyout, layoff, whatever you want to call it. I say you're fired. 30,000 employees gets their walking papers on their day off, Craig. And they're saying you're going to get 7 to 30 weeks of a buyout, and plus you're going to cash out your vacation. And you're going to have a lump sum, or you're going to have a continued payment, but that doesn't even make you through the end of the year. 6 months, all right, tops, 6 months tops, a month and a half, all right, bottom out, a month and a half. Woo, wait. All right, that's good. I hope you have a backup plan. I hope you have a job after that, because let me tell you, man, all right, you're going to be on Cobra medical insurance at some particular point, and that gets very expensive if they still have that. But here's the deal on this one. A lot of people aren't simply prepared for this type of activity. So when they get it, they don't have a lot of oars in the fire or in the water. So now they're like trying to figure out how to backpedal, scramble, and scrape for shit. Yes, they are. All right. They're trying to figure it out. So they then don't know what to do. And they don't have any prospects in there. So, you know, people, the loyalty days are over for the most part. I'm trying to check something here. The loyalty days are over. And if a lot of people don't have something else going on, a side hustle, another gig, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get got at the end of the day. Just like you can get got doing social media. Coach, man, social media can go out tomorrow. So can your job. All right. But yeah, man, people will go broke right away, ASAPidly. They'll go broke. This is a quick way to go broke. Trust me, I've never been really laid off, but you can go broke pretty fast, not having income come in or not having income come in for a period of time. So what if that 7 weeks goes down? You don't have a job. All right, let's say it's 30 weeks, a half a year. All right, a little over a half a year. Everything's tripping today. Goodness. All right, I'm trying to do a show over here, y'all. I'm trying to do a show. All right, but they don't want me talking about these things. Can I do my show? All right. I got laid off. All right, I'm trying to do my show here, yo. All right, but anyway, I was doing my show. And they didn't want me to talk about this. And for some reason, is the internet going off some other places? Oh, there it is right there. Right, I don't know what's going on. All right. There it is right there. Look at this, man. Look at this, man. Hey, just let me do my damn show. All right, come on. New world order. They're just trying to ruin it. You know, everybody's getting laid off. Everybody's getting laid off. I'm trying to do a show over here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm trying to do a fucking show. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. So we good, we back. All right, they tried to get me.
Gotcha, bitch.
All right, I'm just trying to share the news of people getting laid off, and they're trying to lay me off. Let's get it again here.
I don't know how it's being calculated, so you know, don't at me on any of that. But it's an opportunity. If you work at UnitedHealthcare and you don't want to work there anymore already, to go out on your own terms with a lot of new opportunity. Now, I have a lot of sympathy if you work there, if you like working there, if you want to keep working there. This is going to be a stressful time, because after May 1st, when those people are done, then there's probably going to be mandatory layoffs if they didn't get enough people to take the voluntary package. But this is an opportunity. And that's why I say it's an opportunity, not telling you what to do, but you have a little bit of time, a couple weeks to figure out if it would be the right move. Now, I will say the last person that I placed in a franchise that took a voluntary separation, he had his business open a month after his last day at work, still with about 6 months of his severance package left. And his business has been open for 4 months. And today I found out he's just gone back to purchase more territory for his franchise.
Okay.
So things are going pretty well for him. If you want to stay working at UnitedHealthcare, I hope that that's what happens. If you're looking for or considering a career change and you want to take a look at entrepreneurship, we've got a couple weeks. Let's talk early so you have some time to think about it, but I'd love to show you some opportunities.
All right, shout out to him. He's got something going on here, some franchising opportunities. So that's the right mindset to get into it. And this is why you have to have a little bit saved up for a rainy day. What do we tell you? 25,000, 50,000, 6 months cash, 100K. You got to have a little bit saved up for a rainy day. A lot of people don't. They're living paycheck to paycheck. So these layoffs could highly affect them, and it could sway them taking this severance package on the way out. Speaking of, we have this one out here, Jamie Dixon. I featured him on, pause by the way, I featured him on my show quite a few times. And this whole at work thing where people work from home, I told you that was a fad that was going to just go bye-bye. People had thought that work from home was going to last. Now, I work from home, all right, but they thought companies were going to pay them to work from home, and that was going to be the new way and the new way we would do things. I'm telling you, nah, bro, that wasn't going to last. I told you that in 2020 and 2021. I was like, it's not going to last because I showed you that New Yorker magazine article with the woman who basically her house was a fucking mess, and she had her cats, and she was only dressed from head to middle of her midsection. Let me see if I can find that New Yorker magazine just so you can see what I'm referencing. And I said, this is going to make more people lazy. It's not going to train people to be more efficient workers. Yeah, we have the technology, but long term, this is not going to be good for most of the people. And Jamie Dixon's going to talk about it. Although we do have a lot of people that work from home and they have remote jobs and they're able to thrive, most people are not going to be able to cut it. Let me see if I can pull this up here. And let me see if I can pull this up. The woman that works from home from the New Yorker magazine. Yeah, I did a story on this one right here. And I remember there's this one sister that was trying to find a job, and she was like, I only want to work remote. Okay. But she wanted a job that had a business here in Las Vegas. And I'm like, bruh, them jobs are going bye-bye. All right. That you could do these jobs right here. So you see all the cats, the cat food. Like, this was the nature of our lazy society. Because people don't have the discipline. He's going to talk about this. People don't have the discipline. They partying at home. They, barely doing the bare minimum. And despite what data was telling us that people are just as productive, if not more, at home, it wasn't the case. All right. So we do have some work at home brothers here. They're doing very well. But most people can handle it. So we have Jamie Dixon of, let me see here. Let's go back. I'm trying to refresh my screen. I see something's going on here. Jamie Dixon, the CEO Nigero of, how come I can't remember it? But here he is right here. In a leaked audio, Jamie Dixon slams remote work. And yes, this is leaked. So you're going to hear a lot of cursing from this guy right here who normally shows a different face as the CEO Nigero of his business. So here we go. JP Morgan. Yes, thank you. Cannot remember, but JP Morgan. And let's play the video.
You were on the fucking Zoom and you were doing the following, okay? Looking at your mail, sending texts to each other about what an asshole the other person is, okay? Not paying attention, not reading your stuff.
Sorry, it's Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dixon was a basketball coach for University of Pittsburgh. So that's why I'm saying Jamie Dixon. All right, so shout out to Jamie Dimon. Yes, so let's continue here. Yes, he's cursing. This is how he talks to his leadership right here.
Stuff, and if you don't think that slows down efficiency, creativity, creates rudeness and stuff, it does, okay? And when I found out that people are doing that, you don't do that in my goddamn meetings. You go to a meeting with me, you got my attention, you got my focus. I don't bring my goddamn phone. I'm not sending texts to people, okay? It simply doesn't work. And it doesn't work for creativity. It slows down decision-making. And don't give me the shit that work from home Friday works. I call a lot of people on Friday. There's not a goddamn person to get a hold of. But here are the problems, okay? And they are substantial, okay? Which is the young generation is being damaged by this. That means they may or may not be on your particular staff, but they are being left behind. They're being left behind socially. ideas, meeting people. In fact, my guess is most of you live in communities a hell of a lot less diverse than this room. Every area should be looking to be 10% more efficient. If I was running a department of 100 people, I guarantee you, if I wanted to, I could run it with 90 and be more efficient. I guarantee you. I could do it in my sleep. And the notion, these bureaucracies, I need more people, I can't get it done. No, because you're filling out requests that don't need to be done. Your people are going to meetings they don't need to go to. Someone told me to approve some of his wealth management that they had to go to 14 committees. I am dying to get the name of the 14 committees. And I feel like firing 14 chairmen of committees. I can't stand it anymore. Now, you have a choice. You don't have to work at JP Morgan. So the people of you who don't want to work at the company, that's fine with me. I'm not mad at you. Don't be mad at me. It's a free country. You can walk with your feet, but this company is going to set our own standards and do it our own way. And I've had it with this kind of stuff. And, I come in, I've been working 7 days a goddamn week since COVID. And I come in and where's everybody else? But they're here and there and the Zooms don't show up. And people say they didn't get stuff. So that's not how you run a great company. We didn't build this great company by doing that, by doing the same semi-disease shit that everybody else does.
Oh, man.
Oh, the humanity.
All right. Jamie Dixon is, there's Jamie Dixon again. All right. Jamie Dimon. All right. Shout out to the University. I think he coaches at TCU now. Shout out to Jamie Dixon. All right. But Jamie Dimon, all right, is definitely going crazy there. All right. He letting them have it. He laying into them. And he's the master, slave master. Master is laying into his slaves there. And he said, you can leave the plantation if you want to. You ain't gonna work here, though. All right, who agrees with Jamie here? Do you press a 1 if you agree with him? Press a 4 if you disagree with him. And the mindset is, listen, I'm an old school guy, remember? Because people will talk about this, coach, you can hire someone here and hire someone here. But I think the productivity is lacking because what happens is these people work from home and you hire them, but they have 50 clients. You don't know it. They're hustling the system, right? Which is fine for me. But then you find that your work doesn't get done. And then you can't go over there and wring their neck. Like I used to tell them, I want somebody that can be here where I can wring their fucking neck, where I can crack that whip, where I can say, hey, we need this. Things change. So I might email you and you're in the Philippines and I'll email you. You're not going to pick it up for 12 hours. But then I need something else on top of that. The productivity is just not there. And it can be cheaper. But yeah, like I said, I've been trying to say that I know people want to think work from home was the future, and there are still remote jobs, but I'm telling you, it's going to go back. These companies have pulled back on the work from home, remote jobs. Okay, unless you work in some sort of tech industry, they have pulled back significantly. If you're a secretary, executive assistant, they want you in there. They want you in there so they can crack that whip. They don't want you in here like this, all right, doing Zoom meetings and shit. All right, putting on your blouse and your makeup, pulling your hair back, but you got slippers on. And then they know you're going shopping for lunch for 2 hours. Like, they don't want that. They know it. Now, again, the younger people think you can get it done, but he's also saying you're not getting the benefits of, meeting people and understanding people and getting to know people. You're not getting that rapport. So he's saying people are going to be left behind. And I agree with that. People are going to be left behind believing that we could have just jumped into this remote work for almost all these professions. You're going to be left behind because, like I said, I saw a young sister out here trying to find jobs and she was only looking for remote jobs only. And I was like, why? The reason why was she was previously working in the office, and one of her first work experiences was she started in the office, but relatively soon she moved to remote. Then towards the end, what happened was they started to bring people back in. They started to bring them back in. The reason they were bringing them back in was because they wanted to fire them. Right? They wanted them to quit. So they were not as productive at home as they thought they would be. So then they were like, let's make people come back in a few days a week, and people would quit if they didn't want to do that. So you see what's happening was they said this is going to be the future, but you're seeing the companies dial it back. Now that COVID is gone and they don't need to get rid of Trump, now they don't have a COVID to claim the reason to be at home. Guess where we're at? Get back to work. And that's where the future is going to be. Where they're going to lay your ass off. They're going to lay your ass off. Last one, Doom and Gloom CGA. We have the president of Mexico on Doom and Gloom CGA again. Let's give her just due. Let's welcome President you-know-who-ish Sanchez. No, that's not her name. Her name is actually called Claudia, or Claudia, as they say in Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum. Oh, boy. Okay, that's interesting.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
All right, the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, announced that she will sue Google if they continue to label the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America across its entire body of water. Wow, Claudia, or Claudio. All right, it says right here, the Mexican president, Mrs. Sheinbaum herself, has declared her intent to sue the company, Google, if it does not rectify its mapping errors. Sheinbaum contention centers on Google's depiction of the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America across its entirety, a label she asserts misrepresents the region's geographical nomenclature. Now, if you don't remember, President Trump said President Trump said he was going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I don't know if he has the ability to do that, but he said he would. And Google is a company, a U.S. company, so they've got to do what the president says. They don't have to, but I'm pretty sure that's the statement that they're going to take. Hey, the president said that's what we're going to call it. But President Sheinbaum's statement comes in response to what she described as an overreach by former U.S. Former U.S. president, you mean current? Who during his term ordered the renaming of parts of the Gulf under U.S. jurisdiction, the Gulf of America. Sheinbaum argues that this decree should only apply to the section of the Gulf under U.S. control, not the whole body of water shared between several countries. The announcement has sparked a debate on national sovereignty, the accuracy of digital maps, and the influence of political decisions in geographical name contentions. Google has yet to respond to the threat of litigation from the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum. All right, there it is right there. And boy, oh boy, do you guys know that women are eating this up? All right. Women love this. All right, they're like, get him, queen. That's my queen. I stand behind her. Now, ma'am, as a man, don't you got bigger fish to fry? All right. Like, is this what you're going to fight over? I mean, I'm pretty sure she has bigger fish to fry. But of course, you know, this is what the media is representing. You go, girl. You go, girl. Don't you got better shit to do? Right? Don't you got the cartel to deal with? Well, the cartel's probably supporting you allegedly. New world order. All right, allegedly. And of course, black women are loving this. All right, so let's take you to it because I've only seen this on the black media outlet, Spiritual Word, and, Hollywood Unlocked, Elite, whatever they call themselves. She gives me Queen of the South vibes. I love it. There they are right there, bro. like this is what we're doing. I had to report on it because I thought it was so ridiculous on Doom and Gloom. Really? Is it what y'all fighting over Mexico? Don't y'all have fentanyl on the border to worry about? You're talking about the Gulf of America. All right, Gulf of Mexico. You know, the blacks are the biggest Marxist communists. They're anti-American. All right, they're completely anti-American. And here's another Negro. As she should, I support that. You support what, nigga? You don't own nothing. What you talking about? She said, play with your daddy, not me. There's your Marxist communist black community right here. All right, they seem to be in great support of this because it's really anti-Trump. I pray she wins. Amen. This one says, y'all are saying she has bigger things to worry about, as if this isn't in response to our president literally not being worried with more important things. There's your sisters. And now this is a powerful woman. I love to see it. All right, this one says, this woman is not playing with Trump. She demands respect. Another sister says, I like her. We could have had a woman willing to stand for us like this, shaking my head. All right. And oh my God, who cares? This one says, are we wrong to support this? Because I stand with her. There's the communist Marxist black community. New world order. All right. And you think you're going to help this community? I think not. The community's going nowhere, bro. I mean, not with this type of behavior and mindset. This is definitely literal white hate, right? This is the hate of the white man of America. Good luck out there. That's doom and gloom CGA.